Hi guys, and welcome to the walkthrough video of my 1969 Porsche 911T, which is this car right here. This video is primarily for Bring a Trailer, to showcase the car, to talk about any defects and highlight the work that's been done to it. So for those bidding on the car, I hope that I did a good enough job to walk you through the car and what it's like. And yeah, let's do a little walk around and then we'll take it for a drive. This 1969 Porsche 911 was sold new in Canada and came from the east coast of Canada, from the Ontario area. The records tell me that this is the original color for it, the white. The other options it would have had would have been roof rack for skis. It said it had a ski rack, and I do have an accessory roof rack that goes with it. And it does have the fog lamps on the front. In terms of condition of the body, the paint is excellent. This car was restored by the Guild of Auto Restorers. They had a TV show for a while, and they're still in business doing car restorations. So the paint is very, very nice. Receipts for the restoration are over $100,000, if you can believe that. And the work I've put into it, which has been resealing the oil tubes and getting some work done just to seal up some leaks on the engine. I'm probably about 20 grand in on top of that. So this car has receipts for about $120,000 worth of work to it in the last 5 or 6 years. That said, what we have is a very clean car. So let me walk you through it. Interior is very nice. The seats are in really good condition. The carpet is new. Basically everything's pretty tidy in the interior. It had a aftermarket newer radio in it. I sourced a Becker Europa, which I've hooked up, but I'm not getting a signal out of it, so I don't know if there's a fuse I got to replace. But anyway, I thought it looked better having the original radio in there. It reads 99,632 miles, which I believe is accurate. It's gonna roll over before too long here, but it has not rolled over yet. And yeah, just generally very tidy in the interior. Some of the little rubber for the switches I've replaced, just because the old ones were kind of cracking. I mean, there's one that I didn't get to yet. I forgot to order a new knob, but they're inexpensive. It was just a couple bucks for the replacement there. But interior is nice. Just have basic sort of rubber floor mats down right now to keep the carpets tidy, but door panels are good. Headliner is good. Glass is all good. And in the back seat, as I wiggle my way around back here, we'll just get the seat back up. I've got a suitcase back here, but under the suitcase you got the nice carpeted deck, and the seats are in great shape back there too. So interior is really, really nice. I don't think there's really much or anything to do with the interior of this car. It's very clean. Let's have a look at the engine bay. Oh, the one thing is, I did that. That was my bad. I pulled on the hood release and one of these little arms came off. I think you can just replace that end. At least I'm pretty sure you can. That's probably something that should be taken care of at some point. But let's have a look at the engine. There we go. So you've got your factory correct sort of stickers all down below. And on the engine itself, it's the correct 911T engine. It's rated 2,000 cc's and runs and drives fantastic. Had no issues there. It's fairly clean. The car does not have any rust. It's all been taken care of. Any rust that it had was removed over the course of the restoration. There's also a bill, I think, for about 20 grand in there for doing the undercarriage. So floorboards, if you look at the pictures, you'll see the floors and everything are nice and solid. So no rust whatsoever. Tires are Pirelli, and they have tons of great tread. They're Pirelli P400s that are on there right now. The only flaw with the exterior, there's really not much for flaws. This fog lamp, I must have got a rock chip in here. It's got a little chip in the fog lamp there. And I noticed the other day that there's a little tiny chip out of the plastic in the headlight bezel, but really that's pretty minor stuff. That's about it for the exterior. Otherwise, The car is really, really clean, really nice, and very straight. Very high gloss paint, if you can really pick it up in the light here, but it's really, really nicely done. It's just a beautiful car. I'm going to pop over and show you guys the accessory roof rack I've got with the car that goes along with it, and then we'll take this thing for a spin. Okay, this is the roof rack here. It's a brand new style. It's contoured to fit the roof of the 911, so you can see it's got the curve to it. That is included. It's not a vintage roof rack, but I thought since the car came with a roof rack from brand new, it'd be nice to have it as an accessory. So there we go, brand new roof rack included. I guess while I'm at it, I should show you, I had this leather book made up for the car, 1969 911T embossed in there. And really it's just holding the original driver's manual, which is in pristine condition. So we've got that, and then every bit of paperwork on the car is in here. And that's the, this is the build sheet. So came comfort equipment, antenna, Becker Europa radio. So that's what I've got in it again. Michelin tires, well, there's Pirellis on it, and roof ski rack with 8 leather straps. Well, we do have the rack, the exterior color, light ivory with black leatherette. Everything is as it should be. That's always a nice thing to have. And then with the restoration work that was done, the Guild of Automotive Restorers, they basically gave a breakdown with every single thing that was done. So new brakes, fog lamps at the time, ironically, you know, the paint, the body, everything is all in here. And then the work I had done. So again, the total for all this restoration work, you can see it's a pretty, very detailed restoration every step of the way. There's the work for the remove and replace floor parts and materials. That was $21,000. That was done not that long ago. And all of this work from the Guild was, oh gosh, when was this now? I'm just trying to look at the date here. 2019, so really fairly recently. So pretty fresh restoration, and the car is running and driving fantastic. I actually bought the car shortly after it had been restored, and I've been driving it the last 3 years or so. But enough talk, let's go for a drive. Okay, now after the car has been started, you just basically, I'm standing outside. I didn't even need to put my foot on the gas there. Off she goes, the engine running. That little light right there is for the e-brake, so we'll take that off. Let's go for a little spin. Of course it's a fun car to drive. Feels like there's plenty of power, steers nice, handles nice. Probably one of the better cars I own, and frankly I'll be sad to see it go. But I'm a little overloaded with old cars right now, and I had to find something to sell, so off this one goes. But it is a beautiful car. right, let's run through the stuff. Gauges are all working. Oil pressure, tach, speedometer, clock, not working. Horn, check. Signals are good. We got left and right. Pretty much everything works. The car is currently registered and insured, which means that it has its Canadian version of a title. So that's what you need to get it across the border. Really not much that you have to do. The only quirks I would say with the car, there's a couple. Just gonna turn it off there. Quirks with the vehicle. Occasionally, depending upon what notch you have the seat in, it'll just adjust itself back a notch. So I don't know, maybe it's just an adjustment or something like that. It does lock in place. It's just a couple times I've had it where the seat was locked and I was driving and it just went back a notch. Not the worst thing in the world, but that's something probably could be looked at. And I have noticed that if the car sits for an extended period of time, the battery does get a little bit low, and that could have to do, there's a aftermarket wire hooked up there that might have been to do with the old radio. Anyway, it's very slow drain on the battery. If you're driving it regularly, not an issue, but if you let it sit for, you know, a month or something like that, I usually just disconnect the battery just so I don't have any issues with it. But really, pretty minor stuff on what is a very beautiful car. So the car is stored indoors and is safe and sound in my garage until somebody comes and picks it up. So there's no worries about that. It is registered, insured, and licensed in the province of Alberta, Canada, which is where I am. And it is completely roadworthy. So if a person wanted to drive it back, if it's good weather, you could drive it anywhere. The car is in fantastic shape for driving and frankly, a whole lot of fun. And I guess finally, to give you the story on this car did come out of Ontario. It was a lady's car. When she passed away, she left it to her son who had moved out here to Alberta, which is where I found the car. To honor his mom, he had it restored completely. No expense spared restoration, essentially. And when I saw it, it had just been restored. And I asked if he would sell it, and he did, and I bought it, and I've been enjoying it. Like I said, it's an excellent vehicle and going to be hard to see this one go. But it's just sitting in my garage. I think I drove it twice this year, and it needs to get out more than that. So off to a new home it will go. I guess I should probably also pop the hood here. There are detailed pictures in the listing. Oh, the chrome has a little bit of blistering on this one door handle here. Nothing too bad. Let's pop that. May as well show you under here. So it's your gray carpeting in here, and then there's a spare. The hood shocks are a little bit soft. They will stay, but I noticed that sometimes the pistons for the shocks there must be a little bit on the weaker side. So there's your spare tire. Fuel tank was replaced at some point, so it's got a new gas tank in it, and then your battery's just right there. And that's the easy shut off for the ground wire, so you can disconnect it easily. Data plate. There's for your washer fluid. Just generally pretty tidy though. So if there's any other questions about the car, please don't hesitate to ask while this listing is up. For those of you watching this video after the fact, you might think this is kind of crazy, but it's just so I could give a detailed walk around of the car for Bring a Trailer. Beautiful vehicle. I can't imagine anybody being disappointed with it at all. It's a real looker. Very, very solid, very clean car. And nice to know the full ownership history of it and have all the details on it. So thanks for watching, guys. And to those of you bidding, happy bidding.